Lazav the Multifarious versus Breya again. Breya, Etherium Shaper. And that's not the best hand, but we can get into Grim Monolith on turn 2. We could try and go for something off of that. If we get into the Mesmeric Orb, we could try and go for the Mesmeric Orb and Lab Maniac combo. But that is a big if. We could always try and tutor for it, I suppose. Not sure what I want to entomb for yet, so I'm just going to get in a tap land here. And our deck finally decides that it wants to load up. Yeah, we'll go for that one because it always comes in tapped. Hello? Okay, I did press the hotkey to pass through there, but apparently it didn't want to. Alright, we do get into a second basic, so we'll just go for Grim Monolith here. And yeah, can pass over. We might wait around for Breya to come down and then blow up the board with Damnation. Buried Alive is tempting though. We don't have a means of countering with Force of Will, unfortunately. What I might do then is just Buried Alive here. And we can try and go for... I was actually thinking of adding another combo with Triskelion and the Phyrexian... I forget what the name of it is, Devourer or something like that. I'll go over that in another video if I add it. I think we can just go for that combo of Necrotic Ooze, Grimgrin and Bloodline Keeper. And if I put a stop on the upkeep, then what we could do is get a haster into the graveyard. They might have a swords or a... yeah, or some other kind of removal with the Chromatic Lantern. We'll go for Entomb onto... we could try and go for... all depends on... we could try and haste out a win now, but it all relies on whether or not we can, in fact, draw into a land next. So I think we'll play it safe and just go for the Invisible Stalker into the graveyard. And see what we draw into. If we draw into a land, it'll feel pretty bad, and we do. So what we could have done there, in that case, is... I think we could have got down Lazav, then gone into... no, we couldn't have done that anyway. We could have turned it into Lazav, into Invisible Stalker, or some kind of haste creature. But then we wouldn't have been able to get the combo off straight away, so... not to worry. We'll surveil one, see what we have on top. We would like that very much. And I think we could just give it haste now, give it protection now, before our opponent untaps. So we'll get down the Invisible Stalker and try and go for the win next turn. We'll see if they have Swords to Plowshares or something here. It doesn't look like they do. So now they're needing to either force us to sacrifice or a board wipe or something like that. Because what we can do next turn is go for Necrotic Ooze. And Necrotic Ooze will have the abilities of both Grim Grin and the Bloodline Keeper. So what we'll be able to do is tap down with Bloodline Keeper, throw out a Vampire, and then untap with Grim Grin, get a +1/+1 counter on him, sacrificing the Vampire, and then do it all over again. And we do get into a land here. We're still away from Force of Will. So in order to maximize our mana, what we'll do here is no, and I can't. No, I've messed that up. Yeah, I can't do it the way I thought I could. Alright. Well, I think that's okay. What we'll do then in that case, what I was thinking was I could swing in with Lazav and see if it became unblocked and then do the combo, but we need Lazav to be untapped in order to set the combo in motion. So what we'll do is hold up Force of Will. That might be a happy accident in which we can hold up Force of Will. If they have a means of forcing us to sacrifice, we can hardcast Force of Will. Okay, untap the Basalt Monolith. Yeah, we can force them, Force of Will, some removal for Lazav, and then get into the combo next turn. I don't know if they would have done anything to us there. Would be nice to get into a land next turn in that case, so we could turn Lazav back into a hasty... not a hasty, a hexproof unblockable. Alright, so a land here will be really nice. And I think if we just wait until the end of our opponent's turn, we can untap our Grim Monolith. We'll need to maximise the amount of mana we have, and we actually don't need to draw into a land there. Yeah, so that's fine. So what we can do then is go for Necrotic Ooze and go after our combo, which is tap for a Vampire, sack the Vampire, and we can just do this and get as many +1/+1 counters as we need. Then we'll turn it back into an Invisible Stalker, which we can do twice, so we can respond to a Swords to Plowshares. So I think we've got our opponent here. We can get through. Yeah, we've got our opponent here, they see that. What we would have done there is sped the video up, got our Lazav up to 21 power, then turned it into an Invisible Stalker for 2 mana. Had they have had removal off the Chromatic Lantern, then we could have just put another Invisible Stalker trigger on the stack and then gone in for lethal on our opponent. Little bit of a sketchy win there. Potentially made a mistake. I don't know if I was playing around some spot removal or not there. Our opponent did keep leaving up 1 mana. So yeah, I think playing it safe was the right thing to do. Had we have gone for the typical Phyrexian Dreadnought Vector Asp combo, or just Invisible Stalker into Dreadnought a few times, I think we would have gotten the win off much more easily. But I don't like to keep getting the same wins over and over again. There is another combo with Necrotic Ooze where we can get down Triskelion and another Phyrexian thing, and that is instant speed, so you don't need haste for that. So I might add that into the deck. I might even replace this combo out with that one, just to make the deck a bit more competitive. You do tend to find more competitive games online, unfortunately. Not to my liking, but there's not a whole lot you can do about it. So, hope you enjoyed that Lazav the Multifarious game. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.